Hey everyone, welcome back to the Ticks and Trades channel. It's been a while. My last daily recap video went up on November 5, 2025, and a lot has happened since then. If you've been wondering about the long pause, I have a pretty good excuse. I was traveling throughout the holiday timeframe, starting in mid-November through the first part of the new year basically. Spending some of that time in Europe, being in different time zones, made it tough to create my usual video content. I also stepped away from trading for a good part of the holiday period just to take a break. But I'm back now and I've been trading again for the past couple weeks, and I want to reconnect with all of you and let you know what's changing. I definitely don't want to lose touch with my followers just because of a little inactivity on my end. So thanks for your patience, and let's dive into the important updates that I have for you now. So today's video is more of an announcement than a recap. I want to explain some changes in how I'll be sharing my trading journey and providing my services going forward. I've been busy behind the scenes improving this Ticks and Trades website, kind of rethinking how to deliver daily market insights to you in the best way possible. And there's a lot of good stuff to cover, I think. There's a new daily recap format on this website. There's a new revamped approach to the trading course and subscription service, a new schedule for the YouTube videos. So let's get into it. First off, the daily recap videos are getting a makeover, or rather a change of venue. Instead of posting a video each day recapping the market action and how price reacted to the levels, I'll be publishing a daily recap post on this website. So this new blog format will make it easier for more people to consume the content at their own pace and follow the details more closely. I know not everyone has time to watch a video each day, and sometimes written content with charts and data can be easier to digest and refer back to. I've already started rolling this out on the website, and in fact, I've populated this new blog with recaps covering every trading day from where we left off on YouTube, November 4, 2025, up through today, or the last trading day, which was Friday, the 23rd of January. So if you go to this site, you can catch up on all the recaps that you might have missed while I was away from YouTube. And of course, going forward each trading day after the market closes, I'll add that day's recap to this blog. And you will find this new section on the website on a page called Daily Recaps right here. You'll see it up here in the main menu, and this page is open for everyone to explore, so you will not need to log in or be a member to read these daily recaps. My goal is to provide up-to-date market analysis in a format that's accessible and valuable to all traders following along. So what is in these daily recaps? Each of the recap posts on this blog follows a consistent format with several key sections. And we'll jump into one of these. You can see an example of what's in these recaps. Here's January 13, 2026 as an example. First, you will see a screenshot of the SPY 1-minute chart plotted with the daily levels. And this is the exact chart that I create each morning before the market opens. And this chart is accompanied by the game plan for the day right here. And this combo is exactly what paying subscribers get when they log into the member site after 9 a.m. Eastern each morning. In other words, you're seeing the fresh levels and plan that I put out in the mornings, the same ones that I use to trade, and the subscribers receive. So this section sets the stage for the day, showing the key levels in play and the initial plan for how to approach the market. Next, there is a second screenshot, another chart here. It's labeled after the closing bell, and this is taken after the market closes that day, and it lets us review what actually happened at the levels. And by the way, if you click on these images, you'll get a full-size version. That might be a little easier to see. And of course, you can go back to your own charts, plot the levels, and you can check the work yourself and the performance of the levels. So on this post-market chart, you'll see how price interacted with the levels throughout the trading session. It's at a granular level because we use a 1-minute chart to get the detail that we need. You can see where trades were triggered according to the Ticks and Trades rules and strategy. Essentially, it's a visual post-mortem of the day's price action. Which levels held, which broke, which didn't work, which did work, how a trader using our strategy could have traded those moments. Under that post-market chart, I include a written narrative explaining how the trades unfolded and how one should have traded the E-mini futures using the SPY levels per our strategy and rules. It's like a commentary or lesson for the day. I break down the action, which levels were entry points, where you take profits, where you'd exit, or even reverse a position according to the rules, and so on. The idea is to illustrate the thought process and strategy in action. By reading this each day, you'll start to see the overarching strategy more clearly and understand how I apply the rules in real time. I believe there's a lot of value in this section. It's almost like a daily mini lesson in trading the strategy. Over time, these narratives will help you connect the dots and hopefully bolster your own trading skills as you follow along. And then finally, each recap post ends with an updated tracking log section. This is the performance log that shows the trading stats for each day of the year to date. up to and including the day of the recap. It's displayed in what I think is a nice pivot table format, where each day's results are added chronologically. This lets you see not only the day's outcome, but also how it rolls up into the bigger picture of the month and the year. So this tracking log includes metrics like the daily gain and loss, or the profit and loss, the cumulative rate of return for the period that we're looking at. After a full month is complete, this log will roll over to the next month, but the previous data for the year is still there in this table for reference. So what we're looking at now is everything in January to date in 2026. Because we started the new year, 2026, this log is currently filtered to show only 2026 results so far. This gives you a clean slate view of the year-to-date performance. And you can see that as of January 13, the rate of return for the year at that point was 5.7%. And if we go to the latest recap, which was Friday, I'm making this on Sunday, January 25. So here is January 23. Let's just scroll down to the log. Currently in January this year, we're at 7.65%. And by the way, if you don't already know this from prior recap videos that I've made, the calculations for the rate of return metric assume a $50,000 starting balance and 2 ES contracts traded at each level each day per the rules and stipulations of the Ticks and Trades strategy. It's a long-term game. The base hits pile up over time. You just need to be willing to be disciplined and stick to the process. To give you an example of how this works in the long term, let's go to a recap around the end of December, end of last year. So we'll just use the last trading day of 2025, December 31st. It's right here. You can see how the entire year played out. So we'll scroll down to the tracking log, and you can see, let's get into it, that the rate of return for the entire year was 213%. So what's great about this tracking log format is that you can see each day in detail, thanks to the recap narrative and the charts, while also understanding the broader performance of the strategy over time. You're not just looking at isolated days in a vacuum. You can always see how one day's result affect the running total for the month or the year. And this context is super valuable for traders following along because it highlights consistency and long-term efficacy, not just one-off wins or losses. I just think this is a transparent way to track how well the strategy is doing as the days add up. And one more thing about these blog formats is that when you're on this page looking at the individual post, you can sign up to get notifications whenever a new post is published. It'll probably be in email format. I'm getting that set up on the back end right now. So this way, if you're following the daily recaps, you'll get a nudge each evening after I post them, so you won't miss any updates. For now, just know that the website's daily recap blog is live right here. Just click this. It's updated every trading day after the market closes, and I encourage you to check it out regularly. It will be the go-to source for up-to-date daily market analysis based on the levels as it pertains to my strategy. Lastly, in terms of website content, at least, I'm also cleaning up the site. I'm adding some content to an FAQ page that will answer many of the common questions that I get. This FAQ page covers things like the process and strategy that I use, details about the E-mini Trading 101 course, the subscription, explanation of how the tracking log works. I'll get to some of that. There's more I want to add to this. In fact, I think I'll go ahead and record a deep dive video where I dissect the tracking log and let that be a standalone resource. So my aim is to make this website a rich resource for traders, whether you're new and curious about how this works, or you're already a subscriber and looking to squeeze more value out of the tools. So definitely keep an eye on that. So any of these questions, as you might imagine, can be expanded for the answer. So keep an eye out on more FAQs coming in here. Should address a lot of the how and the why questions about the strategy. Now, the biggest update, I think this is pretty exciting, is I'm changing up the way I offer my trading course and subscription service. Up till now, the E-mini Trading 101 course was a standalone product priced at $299 right here. Meanwhile, the daily levels and game plan, part of the subscription, was a monthly or annual subscription that provided the fresh daily levels each morning, along with a commentary and game plan, as you know. So after reflecting on feedback and observing how traders were using these offerings, I've decided to make a pretty big change. From now on, this E-mini Trading 101 course will be included for free when you subscribe to the daily levels and the game plan. In other words, I'm bundling the course with the subscription. So no more paying $299 for the course separately. If you subscribe to the daily levels and the game plan, you will get access to the full course as part of the deal. And I'll explain my reasoning. My original idea was that traders who took the course would learn the strategy, the theory, the method to identify and plot their own levels, the entry and exit rules, risk management, all of it. And then they'd be able to go off and apply that knowledge independently. The course teaches you how to fish, so to speak. I figure those folks might then plot their own levels each day and trade according to the rules we cover in the course. Some did exactly that. However, what I found based on your feedback is that many of the course students still prefer to use my levels each day rather than plotting their own. Perhaps it's a confidence thing. Even after learning the method, identifying the best levels each morning can feel like a big responsibility, especially when real money is on the line. So some of the course graduates ended up subscribing to the daily levels and game plan to get my levels and game plan each morning, which is fine, of course. I'm already doing the work each morning to plan my own trading for the day using those levels. And of course, I'm happy to have these levels available to you guys as well to use. On the flip side, though, I also had people who subscribed to the daily levels service without taking the course first. And that's where I started seeing a potential problem. If someone hasn't gone through the course, they might not fully understand the strategy or the rules behind how I trade the levels. They'd have the levels, but not the why or the how behind the levels. They did not have the detail needed to trade against the levels properly. I realized this could lead to confusion or mistakes in trading, like not knowing when to exit or reverse a position, or not recognizing the signals and indicators that we use to manage trades in real time. All those crucial details are covered in the E-mini Trading 101 course. Without that foundation, a trader might struggle or not get the same great results, even with the right levels in hand. So to address this, it just seems simple enough to make the course part of the subscription. I want every subscriber to have the full picture, the education, and the daily actionable information. This way, you can learn the strategy first or alongside the levels and really understand what's going on. It should make trading the levels much more effective for you because you'll know the rules that govern the strategy. You'll be equipped to execute correctly, interpret the signals, and manage your trades like a pro. Frankly, I just want to make it easy for traders to succeed with this system. If including the $299 course for free removes a barrier and gives more people the tools they need to be profitable, then I'm all for it. With the course under your belt and the daily levels at your fingertips, a trader can pretty much become unstoppable. This strategy is highly scalable too, meaning you can potentially increase position sizes or expand to other instruments once you get comfortable without having to change the core approach. For those who are already subscribers, don't worry. I'll make sure you also get access to the course material so you're not missing out. And as always, I remain available via email to answer questions or provide guidance to all subscribers. Whether it's something from the course you need clarity on or something about that morning's levels, feel free to reach out. I'm here to help everyone use the service and get the most out of it. Just to underscore the value of this change, you are getting a full comprehensive trading course included with your monthly subscription now at no extra cost. The course covers everything from the basics of E-mini futures to chart setup, technical analysis techniques, the specific ticks and trades strategy, the trading rules, the whole process, and some bonus material. It gives you the why and how behind the trades. Then the daily levels and game plan subscription gives you the daily what and the where, the key levels and the game plan each day delivered to you each morning. Combining these, you'll have both the knowledge and the actionable information to attack the markets each day with confidence. I'm really excited about this, and I hope it helps a lot more of you find success in your trading. Now, you might be wondering, what about the YouTube channel? If the daily recaps are moving up here to this blog, what content can you expect here on YouTube? Don't worry, I'm not abandoning the channel at all. In fact, I plan to make regular weekly recap videos to keep our YouTube community engaged and informed. So the plan is I'll post a weekly recap video every Sunday evening, probably starting next Sunday. Each weekly video will cover the highlights of the previous week's trading using our levels. Think of it as a summary of what happened in the markets that week from our strategy's perspective. I'll probably pick out a few notable trades or key moments from the week that we can discuss. Those highlights will be featured so you can see how the week played out. And in addition to the prior week's summary, I'm going to include a forecast section in these videos. This will be a look ahead at what might be coming down the pipeline in the near future. Talk about major trends I'm noticing, upcoming events to be aware of, like earnings, Fed meetings, etc. How the charts are setting up for the week ahead. Basically, a little outlook for the upcoming week to get us ready for Monday. And of course, I'll also have an updated breakdown of the tracking log as part of the weekly video. We'll review how the strategy performed over the past week and where the year-to-date numbers stand currently. By doing this every week, viewers can stay in the loop on the performance without having to check the blog every single day, although I encourage you to do that if you can. It also gives us a chance to celebrate the big wins and be transparent about any losses on a week-by-week basis. If one week was challenging, we'll talk about what happened and why. If we had an awesome week, we'll analyze what made it successful. I believe this should be educational and keep everyone grounded in reality. Trading has its ups and downs after all, but the goal is to see the equity curve rise over time. So to recap the YouTube plan, the daily recaps are on this blog here on the website, and the weekly recaps are on the YouTube channel per usual, updated every week, Sunday evenings. So these are the big changes and updates that I wanted to share. I'm genuinely excited about this new direction. I believe it's going to provide more value and flexibility to everyone following the Ticks and Trades journey. So what should you do now? If you're interested in following my trading journey and learning the strategy, just head over to this website. First thing you can do is check out the Daily Levels Recaps blog that we're on right now. And you can sign up if you want. Right here, we talked about that. So you can start receiving notifications each evening. And if you do sign up for the subscription to receive the levels and the game plan, you're going to want to take that full course. I believe it's the best way to immerse yourself in this approach. Learn the theory and get the daily practice and refinement figured out first. So that's pretty much it. I want to thank you all for sticking with me despite the recent quiet period. Sometimes life happens, but I'm committed to sharing and being transparent about my trading journey and helping others along the way. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, drop a comment, send me an email, whatever works for you. I'm here to help, and I love hearing from fellow traders. So happy trading. I will talk to you again in the upcoming weekly recap videos starting next week.